What is going on? I know it's been a while since I posted and I wanted to get on here. I know the last video I posted, I said I am going to go plant-based, but that is not what happened. I don't remember how this happened exactly, but essentially, there was a video I made where I went to Publix and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do the plant-based thing. Cause I did plant-based before and I grew up vegetarian pretty much. And I was always taught that plant-based is the way. However, years ago, I went to this doctor of Korean medicine, and he looked at my blood work, and he was like, so what are you eating? He's like, well, I mostly eat, I'm a vegan, this, that, and the other. And he's like, yeah, man, you're not supposed to be. You're not a vegan. Like you specifically, you're not a vegan. And he was like, the food you're supposed to be eating at the top of the list is beef. Like beef is like the best thing you can eat. And I'm looking at this dude, I was like, I've never had a doctor ever tell me this. But I mean, he was vetted. Like the people that introduced me to him are people who I knew personally who had a bunch of health issues that were basically treated because of this, due to this guy's recommendation. So that day I went to Trader Joe's and I bought a flank steak. I wasn't really educated in steak and I didn't know the difference between flank, ribeye, and all. I didn't know any of that. So I'm just like, all right. I just picked a steak, and I was like, all right, let me get this. And I ate that steak, and it changed me. I was like, oh wow, this is incredible. But I didn't know. I think I may have gotten hints, or somebody may have mentioned the carnivore diet, but it wasn't like as prevalent. I was like, I don't know. So, I still have beef in my diet. I'm still eating a bunch of sugar and not even thinking that's the issue, like carbs and juices and all, all kinds of stuff. And so, so fast forward to me saying I'm going plant-based, I run into this video of this guy named Dr. Ken Berry. And he's talking about how carnivore is like, the best diet you can do, this, that, and the other. And I was like, I've heard this before because I have a friend from LA, Dylan. He wanted to go carnivore. He was like, dude, I'm going to eat nothing but meat. He's like, you want to do it with me? And I'm like, man, are you crazy? Are you out to eat no vegetables? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to eat meat. I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it'll be like the best thing for you to do. And I was like, I'll do it, but I can't just give up vegetables, man, because, I was under the idea that, we needed vegetables. And then that same time, I learned about this doctor, Dr. Stephen Gundry, and he talked about lectins, which is an umbrella term for things like, for proteins like gluten and then it's called the plant paradox. And he talking about I think it was talking about how certain plants are not good. It wasn't talking about, I don't think he mentioned all plants, but he said most plants are not good to eat. Most vegetables are not good. And I was like, this is crazy. So I started flirting with the idea of carnivore. Still, it wasn't like in my head, Fast forward to when I'm seeing about Dr. Ken Berry, and I'm like, all right, let me listen to this dude. I was like, he's a doctor. Otherwise, he would, you can't just say that you're a doctor and give out false. Like if you're a doctor online, I feel you can't lie about that. If you are an actual doctor, this guy's a family physician. And not only that, I was running into other doctors. There's so many doctors that are for this carnivore diet. And I was like, you know what? Let me do this, because even when I did the plant-based diet, it wasn't doing anything for me. I was like, I feel a little better, but I'm eating so much. And when I did raw veganism for a while, and in the morning I would eat like a bag of cuties, and then 3 hours later I'd be starving, and I go to Chipotle and get me two burritos, and that would fill me up. And I'm like, all right, cool. And it's just crazy just to kind of the roller coaster of diets that I went through. So back in August, I said, you know what, I'm going to do this carnivore thing. So I did like a week of no sugar and carnivore. A week. Okay. Within that week, I noticed that my sleep apnea was like gone the first day. I have severe sleep apnea, and it was like I wear a mask and everything, and it was gone like the following day. And then, I don't know if you know this, but I'm completely blind in this eye, and I started seeing light and seeing things out of this eye. I'm like, what the heck? And I started waking up with like full-on erections. As a diabetic, that stuff goes out, but like, I mean, straight up full-on erections. I'm like, okay, this is obviously there's something going on here. So I advocated for it. However, I fell off the wagon so many times because of my addiction to sugar. I didn't know I was addicted to sugar, but I am addicted to sugar. Like it's something that my father struggled with, and it's definitely something I struggle with. And so I was like, dude, I was like, yeah, I'll just do, meat and juice. And it was after that week I did meat and juice, and then I started adding in the breads and all other, nonsense back to the way I was eating. And then, I was like, all right, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. So I've been struggling for months, and then finally, I was like, you know what? I said I made the decision yesterday to go completely carnivore, and it's going to take some time. I have a little juice left, and I think after I finish that juice, I'm done, and I'm just going to do meat, salt, and water, and eggs, and butter, and I'm really going to go for it. So yesterday, I ate mostly chicken, because, I had cooked it, a few days ago. And granted, I had barbecue and kind of some hot sauce on it, but it's better than the alternative, which was eating a pizza. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So today, I'm craving pizza, but I'm going to make a carnivore pizza with just cheese and meat, and just try to just drink water with it. And I will say that I did deal with like meat fatigue, and I realized that I'm dealing with meat fatigue because the carnivore diet is not really conducive to snacking as a carbohydrate rich diet, because like on a carbohydrate diet, it's sugar and it goes to your body so fast, and you're like hungry, like, super fast. So you're always like snacking on things, like little like crackers or whatever, but with the carnivore diet, you're only supposed to eat when you're actually hungry. And when you're really hungry, nothing is nasty. You're not, like, I think it's because like I was eating when I wasn't really hungry, because it's like kind of like a soothing method. But then when I stopped that and I started only eating when I was actually hungry, I would enjoy pretty much what I was eating, no matter, like I would enjoy the beef or the ground turkey or whatever it was I was eating. I would enjoy it if I was genuinely hungry. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's why they don't really, they say, they don't really recommend you snacking on a corner. You're supposed to eat like with your meals and kind of like, be satiated, eat until you're full. And I use the Anthony Chaffee method, which is to eat until it doesn't taste good anymore. It's like, all right, I'm done, I'm full, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm getting on here to say that I'm going carnivore. This is day 2, and I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to try my best to post on this channel. I don't post, I post on my other channel. I don't post on this channel, but I'm like, I have like, a few thousand subscribers here, and I'm like, let me just go for it. So I'm on here. I'm going to try to post as much as I can with this carnivore journey, and the goal is to get off dialysis, get my vision back, and to start driving again and get my life back. So that's it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll keep you updated on everything. All right, until next time, juices.